Today we're going to draw our front door. So I'm outside taking a look at mine and getting a picture so that I can use it to work from. Or if it's beautiful out, stay outside and draw from there. So when you're ready to draw your front door, try to have a picture of it nearby so you can remember all of the details. Here's mine, and I'm going to hold my paper the long way, vertically, and I'm going to draw a rectangle really big because our main focus is on the front door. This is just a big giant rectangle. I'm going to put that little silver, it's called a kick plate, right there at the bottom. And I see a frame around the door, and I'm sure you will have one too. So make sure you add that. The corners can be just little diagonal lines like this to help it look three-dimensional. So I have like a screen door and then the real door. The real door looks like that on the inside, but I'm gonna draw this one because that's what I see when I go out. Again, I'm gonna do another big rectangle right here. And it's okay if you have that many layers too. I'm gonna add my doorknob first. That's kind of in the middle. I see a circle. Let's just break these down into shapes, and then there's a rectangle behind it and a little rectangle above it. This top piece of glass is just a big square. So I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna go across, and it ends about there. Then there's a little bit of a space, two rectangles at the bottom. So I need to kind of remember how far I want to go in and how much space is in the middle before I start drawing. I'm going to kind of do this to help. That way I can come in a little bit more. I think that's good. So I see two rectangles at the bottom, and they're dimensional. They're not flat. So if I want to help these look dimensional, I put these little diagonal marks in the corners and trace around. That helps it look like that's pushed in or pushed out, whichever way you want to imagine it to be. That helps it look more realistic. This little thing, I think sometimes people put their house number or their name on here. Again, I'm going to do it twice. And I do see another frame here. It's like a border on the big window. So that's basically what the door looks like, but this is glass right now, and I can see through to see the real door. So I want to put a little bit of that showing. So I'm going to copy exactly what I see. And I see a line down, I see a line across, and I see this window, which is two lines again. And then there are two here. I'm going to jump over. Another space and two again. So basically you can see, and I see a little bit of the top, basically you're seeing that a door is pretty much made out of lots and lots of lines and shapes. And then when that's finished, you might want to just add two lines out to the edges. And I've got wood siding here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Just straight lines right over to the edge. You might have a light here, you might have a mailbox, you might have your house number, you might have a little plant. You also have a mat that I'm going to draw. My little welcome mat comes out like this if you want it to look 3D. And I'm going to try to line up the siding on the other side, so I'm going to kind of turn my paper because these should match, right? That would look funny if they didn't. So do the best you can with that. How does that look? Once everything is done in Sharpie, first do it in pencil, then Sharpie, you can begin to add some color. And mine's pretty brown, isn't it? Almost every single thing on there is brown. but I might mix a couple of browns together to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm just finishing up the outside of the door. I've got my mat. This is the sidewalk. I put in a little plant and a light. If you want to show something inside your window, usually there's a shade here that's kind of down, so I could put that in there. Sometimes I like to put just a little hint, some diagonal lines in blue to make it look like glass. So once everything is finished and all your lines are done, if you want to change the color of your house, this could certainly be a rainbow house, couldn't it? You know how we like to do that. That's fine with me. If you want to go a little bit further and give your siding a little bit of dimension, there would be a tiny bit of shadow under each one of these slats. Light can't get under into those crevices. We've talked about that many times. Go a little step further, give some dimension out here. I would love to see that. Even a little shadow on some parts of your front door. My front door is now complete. Do you notice some things that I changed to make it look even better? I re-outlined my door frame, I fixed my lettering on my mat, I added some more shadows and my light and highlights. So it's a really finished, polished drawing now. I hope this helps you with yours. Good luck on your front door.